Fleet Commander Vrust of the Hesgar Dominion surveyed the holographic display with satisfaction. The initial bombardment of the human colony on Proxima Centauri b had gone precisely according to protocol. His mandibles clicked in a gesture that his species recognized as smugness. Phase 1 complete, Commander, reported his tactical officer. 87% of human infrastructure destroyed. Their defensive capabilities have been neutralized. Excellent, Vrust chittered. The humans will now understand the price of refusing our protection treaties. Prepare the negotiation team. They should be sufficiently cowed to accept our terms. It had been a standard intimidation tactic that had worked on 17 other species across the galaxy. A brief, overwhelming show of force, followed by generous peace terms, that coincidentally required access to all planetary resources and a sizable security tax. The Dominion's cultural briefings had described humans as fragile, emotional creatures with minimal military experience beyond their own planet. They had achieved faster-than-light travel only 30 years ago, practically infants in galactic terms. 3 hours later, Vrust's confidence had evaporated like water in vacuum. "What do you mean, no response?" he demanded, antennae twitching with irritation. "Scan again." "Commander," his sensor officer replied, mandibles quivering nervously. "There are no communication signals from the surface. But we're detecting unusual activity in the debris field." The holographic display shifted to show the orbital space around Proxima Centauri b. The debris from the human orbital defenses, which had been pathetically inadequate, appeared to be moving. "Magnify," ordered Vrust. The image zoomed in to reveal human figures in environmental suits, swarming over the broken pieces of their stations and satellites. They were not fleeing or panicking. They were building something. "Those are the components of their destroyed defense platforms," the tactical officer observed with disbelief. "They're reconfiguring them." A human face appeared suddenly on the communication screen. A female with dark skin and eyes that showed no fear whatsoever. Her expression was unnervingly calm. "This is Dr. Amara Okonkwo of the Proxima Centauri colony. I've been authorized to inform you that your unprovoked attack constitutes an act of war against humanity. We will respond accordingly." Vrust flared his mandibles in what his species used as laughter. "Your defenses are destroyed. Your colony is in ruins. What response could you possibly muster?" The human's expression didn't change. "You should have studied our history more carefully. Humans don't surrender when attacked. We improvise. We adapt. We overcome." The communication cut abruptly. "Commander," the sensor officer called out, alarm evident in his voice. "The debris. It's forming into new configurations. They're creating makeshift weapons, platforms, from the destroyed components." "Impossible," Vrust dismissed. "No species could repurpose destroyed technology so quickly. It would take weeks of planning, specialized equipment." "Multiple energy signatures detected," interrupted the tactical officer. "They're powering up weapons systems." The first salvo from the hastily constructed human defense platforms struck the Dominion flagship before Vrust could issue evasive commands. The shields held, but the impact was far stronger than anything their intelligence had suggested humans could produce. "How?" Vrust demanded. "Their weapons were primitive. They've modified them," the tactical officer reported in disbelief. "They've reconfigured their standard defense lasers to channel through the fractured focusing crystals of our own first bombardment wave. They're using our own energy signature against us." A second, more powerful barrage struck the ship, causing consoles to explode across the bridge. "Colonial Defense Force reinforcements arriving in 3 hours, Commander," the communications officer reported. "We'll have crushed these improvised defenses long before then," Vrust declared, though with notably less confidence. The sensor officer's mandibles clattered in alarm. "Commander, We're detecting launches from the surface. Hundreds of small craft. They appear to be civilian mining vehicles retrofitted with. Are those fusion welders converted to plasma weapons? The human Dr. Okonkwo reappeared on screen. Behind her stood dozens of humans, their faces grim but determined. "Perhaps you misunderstood our nature," she said calmly. "Humans have spent thousands of years perfecting the art of war against ourselves. We've learned to weaponize anything available. You destroyed our defenses. We'll build new ones from the wreckage. You bombed our cities. We'll fight from the rubble. The mining colony you thought would be easy prey. It's filled with engineers who improvise solutions to life-threatening problems on a daily basis." A new wave of modified mining craft swarmed toward the Dominion fleet. "You should have researched our history," she continued. Pearl Harbor. September 11. The Mars colony disaster. Every time someone strikes us, what comes next is always worse. For them. As his ship shuddered under another barrage, Vrust realized the Dominion had made a catastrophic miscalculation. They had attacked the one species in the galaxy that actually became more dangerous after being bombed.